Drawing these fun colorful gloves in Procreate is easier than you think, and I'm going to show you step by step how you can do it, even if you're a beginner in digital art. Before you start, make sure to download the color palette and my free paper textures. They are linked in the description of this video. And if you'll have fun drawing this with me and would like to get more step-by-step tutorials like this, make sure to check out my Patreon. I add there a new video every week. Link is in the description. And with all that being said, grab your drawing tools and let's start. Let's make a new canvas, A4 canvas from Procreate. And first we can color the background. Let's open the layers, go to the background color, and let's take color number 1. Tap on Done. Now we'll draw the shape of the glove. Let's take the color for this. Take color number 2. And let's take a brush. I will be using today brushes from my new mini brush set, but don't worry, you can use any other brushes that you like. You can use anything from drawing, anything from charcoals, or any other of your favorite brushes. However, if you're interested in my new brush set, it is linked in the description of this video. So to draw the sketch of this, I will take Daria Even brush with the brush size 4%. Let's just draw here a very simple sketch of a glove. So just like that, the top part of the glove. And now here this part. And place for the thumb, like that. And now I'll make the brush size bigger, 25%, and let's color this inside. So just like that, all of it, let's color this. Let's color this manually so we'll get here a nice texture. To color the top part, I will make the brush size smaller, maybe 11%, and just color this. Let's add here now some stripes on the top part of the glove. For this we can change the color. Let's take color number 5 and just draw them. So just like that. And now before we start drawing here the pattern, let's divide here the thumb part and this part the top of the glove. We'll do it on a new layer. We are going to set this layer as multiply. We'll take that red color again, so color number 2, and with a smaller brush size, 6%, let's just draw here a line dividing this part and here for the thumb, just like that. Let's turn down the opacity of this. Let's make it here 30%. Okay, so now let's start drawing the design here. Let's go back to the layer of the glove and make a new layer on top of this. We want to make sure that our design will not go outside of this shape, so we have to set this layer as clipping mask. Let's take the color, take color number 3, And let's pick a brush. I will go here for the Franny Even brush. But if you don't have it, you can go here maybe to painting and take old brush. I think it will look nice too. So I'll go back to my brush here. And with the brush size 37, I will draw here a zigzaggy shape like this. Okay. And to brighten this up, I'll use another color now. Color number 4. I'll make the brush size opacity maybe 65 and go on top of those lines. So like this. I'll make the brush opacity 100% again. And let's go back to that color number 3. And we can now just stamp here some small dots like this. So just tap on the screen here. Okay. Now we are going to create here a teardrop design. For this we can make a new layer. We can change the color. Let's take color number 4. And I will use here Courtney Even. And if you don't have it, you can go to charcoals maybe and take charcoal block. Or maybe even burnt tree. So I'll go back to my brush. And with the brush size 10%, let's draw a teardrop shape here like this. Now we can make the brush size smaller, maybe 3%. And draw here a small circle in the middle, like this. And then lines connecting this with the shape, like this. Now I want to draw only on this shape, so I'm going to set this layer as alpha lock. Let's tap here and pick alpha lock. And let's take that dark blue color number 3. And with a smaller brush size, 2%, let's just draw here lines on the outside of this shape, so just like that. Okay, now we can color the inside of this. We'll do it on a new layer. And we'll put this layer under the one we were just drawing on. So over here, it is okay that this is set as clipping mask. We also want this one set as clipping mask. We'll do it in a second. First, let's make the brush size bigger, maybe 24. And just color the inside of this. So just like that. Okay. And let's add here still small dots. Let's change the color to number 6 and change the brush. I will take here Franny Even and with the brush size 11, let's just stamp here some small dots like this. Okay, I see that I came here outside of this outline. I'll take the eraser. My eraser is set as monoline brush. And I will just erase this here. Okay, so now let's merge those two layers together. So let's go over here, tap on this and pick merge down. So now we have here this shape on one layer. Let's move it more to the middle of the glove. So let's take the arrow tool and move it here like that. And maybe we can rotate it so it goes with the line of the glove, like this. You can see now if you like the size of this, you can make it bigger or smaller. I think I like this size, so I'll keep it. Let's tap here to finish this and let's duplicate it. So let's open the layers and let's swipe on this to the left and pick duplicate. We can take the arrow tool now and we can move it to the side here and rotate it so it follows the glove shape. Okay, now let's take again that first layer. Let's duplicate it, take the arrow tool and move it now to this side and also rotate it so it goes in a good direction. Okay, let's tap here to finish. And now let's make a new layer to draw some more patterns. I'll just move this layer above here. Let's make sure this is set as clipping mask. And let's take a color. Let's take color number 5. Let's change your brush. I'm going to use here Daria Even. And with the brush size 3%, maybe we can draw here some kind of flowers. I will draw here circle. And now some lines inside of this and outside. So something like this. I will do similar over here. Like that. And now I will draw here lines going to the middle of the glove. Like this. And maybe add here some kind of leaves. So just like that. We can also now use different color here. Let's take color number 7. And maybe we can add here some kind of leaves in the middle. So just like that. And now over here. Something like this. Okay, let's go back to that orange color, number 5. And let's draw here some kind of leaf design on the thumb. Let's draw a shape here following the shape of the glove. Like that. And just draw here simple leaves and color them inside. Okay, now to make this more interesting, we can cut out the veins on the leaves. Let's take the eraser and let's set it to the same brush. So I will go here to my Siakulaart mini brush set and take Daria Even. With the brush size 2%, let's cut here the veins like this. Starting from the outside, make a line in the middle, and then some lines at an angle like this. Okay, maybe I'll make this one longer, like that. So the same for the other leaves. Okay, I like this. So now let's move on and make another layer for some more patterns. Let's set this layer as clipping mask and let's change the color. Take color number 7. Let's draw here some snowflakes. I will draw them like this, just the simple shapes. So a cross shape like this. Now I will add the lines at an angle, like that. And then some small lines coming out here at the ends. If you want, you can draw any other kind of snowflake. It doesn't have to be the same as I do. Now we can take the arrow tool and rotate it just to make sure this is in a right position. Okay. We can move this also a little bit. And let's duplicate it. So let's swipe this layer to the left and pick duplicate. Let's take the arrow tool and move it over here. Rotate it. Okay. And let's do it again. Duplicate this, take the arrow tool and move it here to the side. Rotate it. Okay. And one more time. Let's duplicate this. Take the arrow tool and now move this over here. So somewhere like this. Let's rotate it. Okay. Tap here to finish, and we have to erase here the part that went on a thumb. So let's take the eraser. I'll make it bigger now, 7%, and just erase this here. Okay. Let's add here one more pattern. Let's make a new layer for this. Let's change the color. Take color number 6. And I'm going to change your brush. I'm going to use Franny. With the brush size 13, I'm going to draw here some kind of leaves. I will start with the line in the middle and then draw a leaf shape over here like this. And some leaves here on the sides. So just like that. Okay, now let's take the arrow tool and maybe adjust the position a little bit. Rotation. Okay. And let's duplicate it. Also, before we do that, let's not forget to set this as clipping mask. Okay, let's duplicate this now. Take arrow tool and move it over here. I'm going to rotate it a little bit. Right away, I'm going to erase here this part that goes on a thumb. So I'll just erase it here. And now let's take that first layer over here with the leaf, duplicate it, take the arrow tool and move it now to this side. Let's rotate it. And here I see that I actually came here on this other pattern. That's okay, I'm going to fix it in a second. First I'm going to make sure this is in a good position, like this. Okay. So here if you have a situation like this, we can go back to this layer. It's this one. We can take the arrow tool and see what happens if we rotate it, if we can just adjust it to make it look nicer here all together. Maybe like that. We can also make it bigger or smaller. Okay, I think I have to move this leaf higher. So I'll take the layer with it and just move it over here higher. And also this part I can move closer to this zigzag line. So I'll go to this layer over here. I can take the selection tool, use here freehand option, make sure the color fill is off, select this, close the selection, take arrow tool and just move it over here like this. Okay, so now this is fixed and the glove is finished. We can make it still more interesting and add here a texture to this. So for this, let's make a new layer on top of everything. Let's take black color. I don't have it here, so let's go here to the classic and take black color just like that. And let's take here now a brush with a texture. I'm going to use here a brush here from my Siakulaart textures. But if you don't have it, you can go to sketching and take soft pastel. I will go to my Siakulaart textures and I will use here couch texture. Let's make the brush size big. I'll use 63 size. And let's cover the whole glove in this like that. Okay. First, we can get rid of everything that is outside of the glove. So to do it, we have to select the glove. Let's go to the glove layer, tap on it and pick select. At the bottom, make sure the color fill is off and tap here on invert to select everything outside. With this selected, let's go to our new layer over here. Let's tap on it and pick here clear. Okay. And now we have to change the blending mode of this. Let's tap here and set it here as overlay. Let's turn down the opacity. Let's maybe try here 41. And to make this look more 3D, we can duplicate this now. So swipe on this to the left and pick duplicate. And we want this to be in white. So let's tap here, pick select. Now let's turn on color fill and let's pick white color. So let's go to the colors and take white color like this. Okay, now we don't see here anything. We have to move this out. Let's take the arrow tool and just tap here a few times on the screen to have here this nice 3D effect like that. Okay, let's tap here to finish this. And if you want, you can still adjust the opacity of those layers. I think I will just make this one stronger. I'll make here 46%. Okay, so this glove is finished. We can now group all of this and we're going to duplicate this glove. So let's swipe on all of those layers to the right. Like this, and pick here group. We can close this group so it doesn't take so much space. And let's duplicate it. So swipe on it to the left and pick duplicate. Now we can select both of those groups and I will just make this a little bit smaller. So let's take the arrow tool and just make it a little bit smaller to make sure that you have here enough space for the second glove to be somewhere more here on the right side. I'll maybe put it here like this. Okay. So now let's take the group that is at the bottom. Let's take the arrow tool again. First we're going to flip this horizontal. And now we can move it out. Let's move it somewhere over here like this. Okay. And now I will take still the other group and move it more over here. Maybe rotate it a little bit too. Maybe this way. Okay, I think I like it this way. Now let's add here shadow dropped from those gloves. To do it, let's duplicate this group. Swipe on it to the left and pick duplicate. Let's take the group underneath and we want this to be just one layer. So let's tap on it and pick here flatten. Now we are going to change the color of this. Let's tap on it, pick here select. At the bottom, color fill should be on and let's pick the color. Let's take here this dark blue color. Okay, and now let's do the same to the other glove. So let's take this group, let's duplicate it, take the one underneath, and let's flatten it. Let's also change the color of this. So tap here and pick select. It is already that dark blue color. And now we are going to move this out. Let's select the other group too. So swipe on it to the right and take the arrow tool. Let's move this maybe somewhere over here like this. Okay. I'm still going to move all of this to the left a little bit. So the composition will be nicer. Okay. And now let's change the blending mode of those shadows. So let's go here and change it to multiply. Okay. And also this one, change it to multiply. And let's blur this. So let's go here to the adjustments and take Gaussian blur. Swipe your pencil and screen to the blur size. And we can make it maybe 11%. Let's tap here to finish. And do the same to the other one. So go to this layer, go to the adjustments and take Gaussian blur. Let's make it 11%. Okay. And now let's turn down the opacity of this. Maybe we can make it 75. Same for the other one. Let's make it 75. Okay. And we're going to still duplicate those shadows. So let's duplicate this one. Now go to this one and duplicate it. Let's take those top shadows now, like this. Take the arrow tool and we'll move it here just a little bit this way. So this shadow has kind of like two colors here. This way it will look nicer. Okay, let's tap here to finish this. In the end, we can still add here paper texture to this illustration. Let's go to the Actions menu, Add, and pick here inside the file. And then go to my paper textures. And here I recommend taking number 3 or number 10. Let's try number 10. Let's move this layer to the top of everything, like this. And now we have to change here blending mode. Let's set this to overlay and turn down the opacity of this, maybe 64. And now let's duplicate this and change the blending mode of the top one to multiply. You can still adjust the opacity here. I will make it here 51. Okay, and now this illustration is finished. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I hope you can share a drawing with me on Instagram. I would love to see it. And if you'd like to draw more with me, don't forget to check out my Patreon. Link is in the description. Thank you so much for watching and see you in my next video. Bye!